More times than not, we are the cause of why our engagement is so down and why our posts aren't actually getting seen. And so today I'm going to be breaking down what those top mistakes are and some tweaks that you can make to turn it around so that you can increase your engagement and growth on Facebook. Now, in case you're totally new to me and my channel, what's up? I'm Sherri Brown, a social media strategist and business coach, helping mompreneurs, network marketers, and coaches build their business and brand faster using social media and online marketing strategies. So if you're new here and this kind of seems like it's your jam, just be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Now, Facebook actually notified me that today is my 10-year anniversary since joining the platform. Yes, I've been on it for an entire decade, and I can tell you, after being on it and making all of these mistakes myself, not to mention really studying the algorithm, I have come to know what works, what doesn't, especially when it comes to engagement. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into Facebook mistake number 1 is sharing other people's content. Yes, now I know you hear it all the time, especially if you're watching, Facebook Lives. Like, one of the big thing is share this out, share this out. And hey, I'll be the first to tell you, back when I was doing Facebook Lives and I wasn't really focused over here like on YouTube, I was doing weekly Facebook Lives. And one of the big things that I would do is I would do giveaways to get people like share the content. But here is the actual truth. When it comes to you sharing other people's content, whether it be videos, posts, whatever the case may be, shares are like a bottom of the barrel when it comes to engagement. Great for the creator, not so great for the person who is actually doing the sharing. And you can even go back over, some of the posts that you've done in the past and look and see what the engagement is on the posts that you actually share versus original content that you're actually putting out. Chances are your shared content is getting minimal engagement. Now, there's 3 general rules I'm going to give you when it comes to sharing content. The first is share only the most relevant content, the content that is going to make you look good. So just ask yourself, is this relevant to my audience? Is it educating, entertaining, inspiring? If it's not, don't share. General rule number 2, don't share more than 10% of the time. Now, when it comes to my profile, I literally rarely, if ever, share other people's content. Now, I used to do this a lot more, and I just realized sharing other people's stuff is horrible when it comes to engagement. It's not really helping to get more eyeballs or to grow my audience. Now, the 3rd general rule is, if you are going to share, don't just hit the share button and then just share it. What I would do is add your own words to it, add some type of description. Now, just as just a little extra, if you notice right over here, this is a post that I shared to my business page this morning. It was an article. I shared it from another creator's Facebook page, and you can see on the post that I actually added something to the little description. It wasn't just me sharing and not giving any thoughts to it at all. So again, if you do share, the 3rd general rule is add something to it. I even ended it with a question to try to spark some engagement and get some conversations going. Now, also, I want to give you some alternatives to actually sharing. And these alternatives are a way, again, to increase your own engagement. So instead of you sharing, these are a few things that you can actually do. Alternative number 1, let's say that you run across an epic video that you think your audience would really love. Well, instead, again, of you sharing it to your profile or to your Facebook page or to your group, where again engagement is probably going to be crap, what you could do is start a watch party. Now, here's the deal. When it comes to you starting a watch party, you could do this anywhere, inside of a Facebook group, on your profile, and on your business page. As long as that video is public, you can start a watch party. And when you do watch parties, people in your audience are going to get that notification. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I don't know about you, but I've never received a notification from someone sharing somebody else's content. So this is a great alternative. And when you do that, engagement is going to increase dramatically versus you just sharing that piece of content. Now, the second alternative is you actually creating a new piece of content and give credit where credit's due. So I definitely would recommend like you crediting the source. So let me give you an example. So, you know, there's a lot of times where I talk a lot about like the Facebook algorithm, okay? And I get that content because I comb through hours and hours of videos. I will look at the Facebook newsroom. I will, you know, so when I'm going through all that content, which again, if you want to know more about the Facebook algorithm, make sure that you hit that bell, because on the next video, I am going to be breaking down everything you need to know about the Facebook algorithm. So when I do that, you know, I am going to be crediting the source. So instead of sharing it, especially if it's like a super long video, a lot of the times, like I'll just take a few notes and then I may go live and say, you know, hey, these are the top 3 tips. So I'll make it shorter and I'll give credit where credit's due. So that is another alternative. Now, the third alternative is if you are sharing your own content. Okay. So let me give you an example. I have reviewed a lot of like profiles and business pages and things like that on Facebook. And, you know, take for instance, if you have a business page, you know, I have one person who I went to their profile and they have a business page, but like all their profile was them sharing their content from their business page to their profile. Engagement was horrible on it, which obviously it will be. So instead of like saying, if you're over on your business page, instead of sharing like a video that you did or a piece of content over there, what I would do is I would tag your own profile. So for instance, if I go live on my Facebook business page, Sherri Brown Coaching, a lot of the times I will just tag my personal profile at Sherri Brown so it looks native when you're going to the profile. And a lot of times, again, I'll get a lot more engagement versus if I just shared it. Now, the second huge mistake that's killing your engagement that I see a lot of people do is posting external links on the platform. Now, here's the deal. Every social media platform is the same. They have one goal, and that is to keep people on the platform for as long as possible. So on Facebook, if you are posting links to external sites like YouTube, or maybe it's a website, or maybe it's somewhere else outside of the platform, you know, Facebook is not a fan of it, okay? So it's automatically going to be shown way less. And the reason is Facebook makes money. How? Through Facebook advertising. So the longer that they can keep you on the platform, the more ads that they can serve up, the more profit they're going to make. So that is the reason. Now, I also want to give you a few general rules if you do want to post links that won't like totally crush your engagement when you do it. So if I do post a link, I'm going to do it from my business page with the intention of me actually putting some ad budget behind it to push it out. Now, something else I do, like take for instance, when it comes to these YouTube videos, I know if I post the YouTube link directly to Facebook, again, engagement's going to be crap. They're not going to show it because let's face it, YouTube and Facebook are not exactly BFFs, okay? So this is something that I do on Facebook to promote my YouTube videos, and you can definitely do the same. So one thing I'll do is I will, you know, post to my Facebook stories. I will shoot like a short little video saying, hey guys, and you'll see me, like if you follow me on Facebook, I'm gonna do the same once this video is done. I will shoot a short little video over on my stories and say, hey, I just uploaded a new piece of content over on YouTube, and it's all about like the top Facebook mistakes that you might be making that is totally killing your engagement. So if you want to check it out, just make sure you head over to YouTube, and you will see that it's the latest video that's uploaded at Sherri Brown Coaching. And so I'll put it in my stories. I might mention or like put the text over it that says like, check out Sherri Brown Coaching or something like that. I'll also, you know, if I don't do the video as far as stories, another thing that I'll do is I'll maybe post the YouTube thumbnail graphic, and then I'll put a little text, you know, above it or below it with some arrows. I've done that before promoting, so stories is a big way. This is a killer tip that works like gangbusters, and I've used it over and over the years. It still works like a charm, okay? So feel free to use it yourself. And that is like, I'll do a post and I'll let them know like what the post is, what the benefit is, and I'll just say, hey, if you want the information, just hit me up, let me know, I'll be happy to send it over. And that way, you know, I'm not putting the link in the description, I'm not putting it in the comments, but people will comment, hey, like I want that. and I will just shoot them a message. And what I'll do is I'll show you an example. I'll hop over to my computer and show you exactly how I've done this. It gets people engaging, which will push that post out to more people in the newsfeed, versus if I were just to put that link directly in it, the post would not have done that well. So let's head over there and I'll show you exactly what this looks like. All right, so this is a post that I did over here on my profile, to where instead of sharing the link to it, because I knew it wouldn't get great engagement, I just, referenced some stuff in the post, and I said, hey, in order to get this little class and learn all about this, I said, if you want it, just say so below. And then I gave them like a little extra incentive. And so as you can see here, I have people in the comments, yes, please, totally interested, yes, please. And if I were to keep scrolling right here, again, you see all these comments that say, I'd love more information. So again, this is definitely something you can do instead of, posting the link itself. Is just tell people, hey, if you want it, let me know and I'll be happy to send it over. The third thing that you could be doing that could be crushing your engagement is being negative. Now, stick with me, because I'm going to show you kind of how to flip this as well. But, this may seem like common sense, but you would be surprised how many people that I see who are trying to build a business and they're trying to build a brand, but they're so negative, like in some of their posts. So just understand, like, when you're negative, the people that you do, like, that do actually engage, you have to ask yourself, like, are these actually people that I would want to do business with? Remember, negative generally attracts negative. And it's probably turning off the people who you do want to attract. Facebook should not be looked at like a diary, okay? Another alternative, if you are super upset about something, is flip it, make it funny, bring people into the conversation, which is exactly what I did. I want to say like last week. So here's the deal. I have had this camera since January. I actually bought it in December because I really wanted to like ramp up my YouTube videos, and so did a lot of research and ended up going with the Canon M50, okay? And here's the deal. I'm like so not techie. I'm so non-techie. And I literally lost like an entire day because I could not figure out how to get videos from this camera to my computer, and I about like flipped it. There were a lot of curse words that went on that day, and it was just bad. Now eventually I'm gonna say, like, I will tackle you, okay? You will not defeat me. I will use you, and my videos are gonna be epic. But I want to take you and I want to show you how I turned like a negative experience into something funny, and it actually ended up getting me quite a bit of engagement. All right, so here's the example of the day that I really wanted to post a rant. I wanted to throw my dang camera, but instead of doing that, what I did was I took a couple of pictures of my little girl, I posted it, and then I just kind of made it funny. So I was like, hey, I'm totally in love with these pictures from our little after school shoot. However, if I don't figure out, how to get these pictures and videos from my camera to my desktop, I'm going to lose my crap. I've never been techie, but I know how to use Google. And yet I seriously think I've aged myself 5 years today trying to figure it out. This is why I outsource. But on a for real note, if you are someone you know speaks the Canon language and can help me transfer said videos and pictures from the camera to my computer, I will personally buy you a Starbucks, the little laughing emoji. And so you can see, I got great engagement on this. So if I were to just post a rant and I was just like talking about just being negative about how like, oh, I hate cameras and I'm just so frustrated and mad, like, it wouldn't have gone great. I wouldn't have got the engagement. Again, it just, it would have reduced just me, my brand, and everything as a whole. So just understand that everything you do on social, you're either adding to that social equity or you're depleting from it. And so, just by kind of flipping it, I was able to, you can see people were laughing on it. But then there were also a lot of people who were telling me like, hey, what I needed to do to actually get them transferred, which FYI, I did figure it out Finally, thanks to the people in the comments, I had to just get this little card reader, which it may seem like common sense to you, but it was not so common to me. But now I at least can get those transferred. Fourth mistake that is killing engagement is when people start commenting on your posts. Like, you know, you put up a post and you see people commenting, and you just automatically go in there and reply to everybody's comment at once, like burr, 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 burr. And you treat it like it's something that has to be done like right then. And just know that when you do that, you're crushing your engagement. The entire idea is to milk a post as long as possible. You want to milk it. Although I will say, I live in the South, and yeah, I've been around cows like all my life, and it is a way harder than it looks to milk a cow. Like, I cannot milk a cow. All right, enough said about that. Instead, what you want to actually do is you want to like comment in batches. So when you see like several people commenting, go in and reply to a couple of them and then let it sit. And then go back a little later, reply to a few more. And what happens when you do this is it's going to keep pushing out that post like longer in the newsfeed. The fifth mistake that kills people's engagement, hopefully you are not making this mistake, but I see so many people doing it, and it's huge. I want to say it's like biggest in the MLM space, okay? So if you're in network marketing, listen up, okay? If you're not in network marketing, still listen up, even if you coach somebody or, you know, whatever the case may be, and that is copying and pasting posts. It kills you. What happens when you copy and paste somebody else's post is Facebook's algorithm looks at it as duplicate content, and it's going to lower it as far as the algorithm, so they're not going to be putting it out to as many people. So here's what you want to do. Now, first of all, do not just copy and paste somebody's post, but let's say you're in network marketing, right? And I know that a lot of companies, like, they'll give you, you know, like pictures and what to post, and like you see all the reps that are posting like the exact same thing, which is totally horrible. Again, kills your engagement on the platform. But instead, change things around, like put your own spin on it. Like, what's your experience with it? Don't ever copy and paste, even if it's, say, like your own post and you want to, like, you know, maybe you put up a post last year and you want to go back and like put up that same post. Change about 20% of the text and then maybe like use a different picture. That way they don't look at it as duplicate content and you aren't just crushing your engagement. Now, I will tell you this, because again, I see a lot of people doing it, and I've had a lot of people do this with mine as well. And that is, you know, when creators spend this time, like I've spent time, you know, thinking about like really being thoughtful about a post that I've put up, and then like 20 minutes later or the next day, I see somebody literally copy and paste my post and put it up like as if they did it. And just understand, like, that just looks bad on you, okay? It just makes you look like you're lazy. So always give credit where credit's due. Again, don't just copy and paste. It kind of makes you look like an a-hole, if I'm being totally honest. And that's all I'm gonna say about that topic. Now, the sixth mistake that is lowering engagement is setting posts to friends only and not making them public. Now, I see this a lot. And just know that when you're putting up a post, if you set it to friends only, you are totally like shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to engagement, okay? Because nobody else can engage with it, nobody else can comment on it except for friends or connections that you have. However, when you set it to public, anybody can comment on it. Now, the exception of this rule is, let's say that you have kids, or, you know, you are putting up a post of your kids and you don't want just everybody to be able to see it. That's totally fine. Set that to friends only. But everything else, like, there's no reason why it shouldn't be public, especially if you are looking to build a business and build a brand on social. You want as many eyeballs as you possibly can. And if you aren't making those posts public, it's like you're saying, hey, I'm closed for business. Now, in case you don't know how to do this, I will link to another video above that shows you how to change these settings, because you can do this to where it's public all the way across the board. And then also, whenever you're doing just individual posts, you can change change the setting on an individual post level as well. But I'll also put that video in the description below for you to check out after. The seventh big mistake that crushes engagement is posting too much. Now, I know I touched on this in this video where I talk about the biggest rookie mistakes that people make on Facebook, but it's totally true. Understand that there is a whole lot of competition on Facebook. So when you are putting up a post and you are just back-to-back posting, or you post and then an hour later you're posting again, understand that your own posts begin competing with each other, okay? And again, you've got enough competition without competing with yourself. So you just wanna make sure that you are putting enough time in between your posts. And so I would say a general rule of thumb is like 1 to 2 times a day. I generally probably wouldn't post more than 2 times a day. Now again, make sure that you hit the bell, because on the next video, I am going to be sharing just information about the algorithm so that you can really understand what you need to do to win and grow and increase your engagement. Now, if you got some value, be sure to share this out and give this video a thumbs up. I'm also really curious about what questions you have about the Facebook algorithm. Are there certain things that you've heard and you're wondering like whether or not it's true? Maybe you've got some questions around the Facebook algorithm. Let me know by dropping those in the comments below. Now, while you wait on that next video, be sure to check out these other 2 videos over here. One is the rookie mistakes that people make on Facebook, and the other is just learning how to post better content in general on the platform. With that being said, I hope you have the most amazing day, the most amazing week, and just remember, mama, building a business is easier than birthing babies. You can do this. Bye for now.